Might Cara Dune get her revenge against the Empire, also known as the House of Mouse? For those non-nerds in the audience, actress Gina Carano is suing Disney for wrongful termination with the help of Elon Musk. In a post made on X, Carano wrote, "Today is an important day for me. I am filing a lawsuit against Lucasfilm and Disney after my 20 years of building a career from scratch and during the regime of former Disney CEO Bob Chapek. Lucasfilm made this statement on Twitter, terminating me from The Mandalorian. Hollywood says they support female representation and equal rights. Why then were my male co-stars permitted to speak without harassment and re-education courses or termination? But I was not afforded the same right to exercise my freedom of speech." Carano was fired from her role as Cara Dune on The Mandalorian back in 2021 following comments she made on social media that some construed as minimizing the Holocaust after she compared the political vitriol faced by conservatives to those faced by Jews in Germany. Carano also posted comments that were critical of COVID-19 mandates. Now, some fans at the time were skeptical of Disney's rationale, as Mandalorian star Pedro Pascal had also posted on social media comparing the treatment of Jews to those of children in migrant detention facilities.
Carano took advantage of an offer by Musk made in 2023 to pay the legal fees for people who had been discriminated against or fired by their employer for things posted on the platform. Musk has been hitting Disney particularly hard this week. Musk posted an image of a leaked inclusion standard from Disney that seemingly requires large swaths of both characters in Disney products and leadership positions to be from, quote, underrepresented groups, large swaths, representative amounts, according to the population. Though humorously, the bottom of the document says it's illegal to ask candidates about certain attributes such as sexual orientation or disability status.
So I remember the Gina Carano thing happening. I'm a Star Wars fan of The Mandalorian. She appeared in the first 2 seasons and then was fired and did not appear in the 3rd season after she made some political posts on social media on X. As we described, I also remember she posted that it's kind of an I would say globalist conspiracy type thing with like they're controlling
saying globalist and doing puppet fingers isn't helping your case, Robby.
Well, no, I'm describing the image. That it was one of those. Okay. No, it was one of those images where we're being puppet mastered.
Yeah.
That image is correctly considered anti-Semitic. But my point was, I don't think she probably understood the anti-Semitic connections behind it. Frankly, I think 98% of people who saw this image would not have identified it necessarily as anti-Semitic. It's one of those, like, if you really know what the symbols associated with anti-Semitism are, you would probably think this was anti-Semitic. But so I thought I wouldn't have fired her over this. It was slightly politically provocative stuff. Now, obviously, she doesn't have free speech rights or First Amendment rights with respect to her employer. Your employer can fire you for whatever reason they want. They want to fire her. That's fine. So I don't put a lot of faith in this lawsuit, nor do I necessarily think like suing, like more lawsuits. I'm not a litigious person. I don't think suing every time you think you've been wronged is necessarily a good idea. So while I am sympathetic to her and supportive of the idea that they probably shouldn't have fired her for this, and that it's a little unfair given that, in fact, her co-star had also made similar, and if the problem is analogizing anything to the Holocaust, he did that as well. It was just done in a more, politically acceptable way to the liberal establishment.
It's an ideological attack, you're saying, because it's okay to say that kids in cages are
like
akin to the Holocaust,
but not COVID mandates or whatever.
Or it wasn't just Republicans broadly that she said Republicans are being treated like...
I think in response to crackdown on COVID stuff. Anyway, so I'm sympathetic to her. I don't think they should have fired her. I don't really think she should. I mean, she can, but I don't think suing to get back into the Mandalorian universe. And I liked her character very much. I thought she's a great actress. I missed her presence on the show. I think the show was better with her. So I'm on her side for all that. But it seems like a little frivolous to me, the lawsuit.
Sure. I mean, look, that's a big role to lose. And if she does feel like she was fired for ideological reasons, I mean, this isn't a university campus. This isn't a scenario where employers can't kind of make those kind of ideological decisions if they want. But it is concerning. There's been a whole fleet of these things that have happened in the wake of October 7th. I think it was Susan Sarandon who lost her representation over comments in support of Palestine. This really does seem to be a third rail of sorts. And it's very interesting that apparently the image that she was criticized for was one of these kind of anti-Semitic puppeteering images, because The Guardian is in heat right now for doing that exact same kind of imagery with puppeteering, but they did a Palestinian, ostensibly man. He's got a red, white, and green, I'm not actually sure what that, maybe it's Iranian flag on his wrist and a turban on, and he's puppeteering the Houthis and all these other groups in the region. And there's questions being raised about why is this kind of an image okay if it's a Muslim man in that position versus a Jewish man in that position. And it does seem to be that these double standards are emerging all over the place, and figuring out what exactly that third rail is and what that red line is, I think is an important question to ask for folks like her who are going to find themselves on the wrong side of it. What the standard should be in these kinds of instances is really kind of up in the air, because like I said, ideologically, you know, she's not fired because of who she is, protected class.
I mean, I should say, I don't know the terms of her contract, right?
Yeah.
If they fired her despite their contract saying, you may post on social media and we will not, you know, do anything about it, or if that was stated in the contract, she has every right to, I'm not like saying she shouldn't be allowed to sue them.
Yeah.
I'm just in general, the way employers structure these things is that they can fire you, you know, for many reasons.
I mean, unfortunately,
if you bring them embarrassment.
Yeah, exactly.
And,
They're those kinds of clauses, like good behavior clauses. What constitutes good behavior is very interesting.
Yeah.
Apparently, saying something sympathetic in favor of kids in cages at the border does not look bad for the company. Saying something that is adopting an anti-Semitic meme, knowingly or not, it does reflect badly on the company. These are all subjective judgments, obviously, and the chips are going to fall in all kinds of places.
Yeah, hard to know, but I did miss her presence on the show. You're not a Star Wars. You're a Star Trek person, so you haven't watched any of these. I don't.
I did not. I don't have Disney, so I did not watch The Mandalorian. I did binge watch the other one with that cute little biscuit. Yeah, I watched that one when I was
Is the cute
home
little
over.
biscuit is Diego Luna?
Yeah, I think he's adorable. I really enjoyed that one. I watched that over
That
the
one, I can see
holidays.
how that one would be up your alley. That was definitely the best made of all of them. Very compelling. It was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We will continue to bring you more Star Wars news, I hope. By the way, I think Elon Musk should actually just mount a lawsuit on my behalf so that I can take creative control of the Star Wars universe.
Okay.
I have better ideas than what Kathleen Kennedy is up to right now. I'm just saying it. More Rising right after this.